Thanks for checking out the Hillside Maximum Impact 2 Worship Center video. What you see here is a view from above. The 68th Street entrance is at the bottom of the screen. If you look to the right of the building, you'll see the canopy entrance and the main parking lot. If you look closely, you can notice that the parking lot has been expanded. We need to redo that parking lot, and we'll need some additional parking with the larger worship center. You'll also notice the new worship center, sitting at a bit of an angle in the front of the rest of the building. You can see that the new worship center is about 50% larger than our current worship space. This would allow us to increase our seating from about 425 seats to about 650 seats. As we move into the building, we'll enter through the doors by the canopy. We'll stop here so you can get oriented. Even though we're not going to look at it in this video, the new nurseries are off to the left. The welcome center is not shown but would be on the right. If you took a sharp right, you'd be at the children's ministry check-in area. If you look straight ahead and look very closely, you can see an entrance directly across from where we are. This will be a new entrance from the east side of the building. This entrance will help create a good flow of traffic and fellowship throughout this area. We'll go out this door. Let's go forward a little bit. Before we go into the worship center, we want to show you something. Do you see the door on the right? That leads into a family room. This room will be used by families with babies or other kids who feel the need to exercise their vocal cords. There are windows in this room looking into the worship center so families can still feel like they're part of the worship service. The doors ahead lead into the worship center itself. Let's go in. Again, you'll see a door on the right. This door allows access to the family room from inside the worship center. The boxed-in area right in front of you is where the sound booth would be. Here we are at the center aisle. The current design calls for a slightly sloping floor for the back section of the seating area. This will allow better sight lines for those towards the back. The seats will be the same as the seats we're currently using. The platform will have plenty of room for musicians, singers, roaming pastors, and families for baptism. There are 2 screens against the front wall for lyrics, video, and other presentations, and you can also see a cross against the front wall. It isn't obvious from this view, but the inside walls of the worship center will be angled so the front of the auditorium is a bit narrower than the back. This will help with focusing attention for worship participants and also provide storage behind these walls. As we move to the front of the worship center, you can notice the rounded platform area. Because of the sloped floor in the back rows, the platform will not need to be quite as high as our current platform. The floor in front of the platform area will be flat. The seats in the first 3 to 5 rows will also be on the flat part of the floor. This flat floored area will allow the worship center to be used in a variety of ways during the week. As we look out from the platform, you can notice a couple of things. First, windows. We're planning to have some natural lighting in the worship center. Right now, the windows are placed over to the right at eye level, but we're not sure that that's where they'll end up. If you look at the back wall, you'll notice 2 black squares. These represent the video screens that will allow the people in front to see what's happening on the screens behind them. If we move a little bit forward here, we can see another room in the back. This is where the folks who produce the audio and video for the live stream will be located. They'll be able to keep track of several cameras as well as mix sound to produce the best live stream that we can. Now we'll move up the aisle, past the windows, and out the doors of the worship center. We'll stop here for a moment. If you look ahead and to the right, you'll notice our current foyer. This will be a wonderful place to gather before or after worship services. Let's turn and go out the east entrance. As we look back at the building from the parking lot, you can see where the new structure would be joined to the older structure. You can also notice 2 sets of windows between the entrance and the worship center. We anticipate these rooms being used as a prayer room and a safety team room. As we end our little journey together, we'll take another view from above and then end at a street level view of Hillside. As you look from right to left, you can see the canopy entrance, the new nurseries, and the new worship center. You can also see a cross where we anticipate being on the north side of the worship center. Thanks for joining us for this little tour, and we hope you have a great day.